I've already sold 8,500 items in a couple of months. I've just transferred my $200,000 out of it. My last YouTube video was taken down for the things that I'm about to tell you in this video. So hopefully this will last long enough that you can see it before it gets taken down again. Corruption in Australia is a massive thing, and if there wasn't truth to it, the last video that I made wouldn't have been taken down. I'm about to do a Whatnot show, so I'm going to hang these clothes up ready to sell on Whatnot while I'm talking to you, but I'm not going to continue to do the clothing anymore. That's a donation, because I just don't get enjoyment out of it. I'm able to sell a lot more smaller items for higher profit margins than what I can running clothes. So I've actually sold my clothing op shop contacts to other resellers. Yes, that's right. In Australia, you can get stuff set aside for you from people that work at opportunity shops, which are thrift stores overseas. So stuff like this, I get in a wholesale lot for $10. Even though I can sell these for $10 each on Whatnot, I make $1,000 in an hour. Everything else that I'm selling on Whatnot is making me $2,000, $3,000, $6,000 an hour. So it's just not viable for me to continue down the clothing path. However, in Australia, I'm going to start touching on some of the things and how and why they work the way that they do, and things to think about that are going to give you more opportunities to make money and getting ahead. And it's the government incentives and benefits that are enabling people to get ahead, but not everyone knows about them. And the Australian way, it really just holds individuals back with the mindset and mentality of not rorting the system, so to speak, or giving things and other people a fair go and a more of an equal playing field. However, that's not the way that society works. It's not the way the government works. It's not how society is built. We are told and trained to be a certain way and to think a certain way and to be consumers and to play by the rules that are made there to be broken, right? Because the people that are succeeding in life are breaking certain rules that I'm going to talk to you about today. One of them is in Australia, so it's just stuff like this, right? Like for $10, I couldn't leave stuff like this behind, but now that I've sold those contacts, I'm going to have no choice but to. However, in Australia, people need to, in retirement, donate so many of their hours, or volunteer so many of their hours to be eligible for a government pension. So I think the pension age might be 68, and if you're a 68-year-old, look at that, that's some bloody colour for you, and you want to still get government payments for the cost of living, you need to, I think, donate 15 hours of your time to a charity. Now, charities that I know are people like me who register their company or business as a charity in order to evade tax, to get tax incentives. Because you get people like these people that need to donate 15 hours of their time, that need to volunteer, who work for free. You also get people that give you the stuff, the clothing, for free. You also get cheaper rent. You're therefore able, as a second-hand dealer, as a second-hand shop, but you're identifying yourself as a charity or a non-for-profit organisation, you're able to sell your items cheaper and therefore make more money than the average second-hand retailer just by registering yourself as a charity, which many people are doing. But getting back onto the staff members who need to volunteer 15 hours of their time a week, well, because they have to do it in order to get the pension, they're not wanting to do it. It's mandatory for them to do it. They choose to put their hands out and take money from people like me who build relationships with them in order to have the good stuff set aside that never make the floor. So stuff that, like all of these clothes, for example, you know, vintage band shirts, bloody furs, just whatever it happens to be, get put aside for us so that we can then resell it and make money, kiss, just random bits and pieces, because they then make a little bit of money as well. So it makes it more viable for them to volunteer for someone who is then able to give them some form of monetary compensation. So a lot of people will go to, I don't know how this lady's garments bloody go, opportunity shops thinking that they'll find good stuff out on the floor. But the best sellers in Australia, on eBay, on whatnot, wherever it might be, have these established contacts and relationships with people. I don't even know how to get that out. Like, this is the thing with ladies' clothing. I know nothing about it, and yet here I am selling stuff I know nothing about. So I'm giving up on that. That's just going to go back to donation. And I start all my listings on Whatnot at $9 because I don't want to be sitting there selling $3 items. If something here doesn't sell for $9, I had the second item, I had the third item, I end up getting the $9, but I might sell 4 items to get that $9. And why do I do it when I'm not enjoying selling clothes and I'm making more money doing other things? The reason is $1,000 an hour is still $1,000 an hour. You know what they say about 20 bucks? 20 bucks is still 20 bucks. But I have no other way to move this, and because I didn't know how Whatnot was going to work and how much money I was going to make and what have you, I just thought, you know what, I'll try everything and see what works. And I've tried everything, and this for me doesn't work now that I've got higher paying hourly rates selling other items. So I don't even know why I've got all of this. With op shops, they also prefer dealing with people that'll take the lot and not be picky. Too many people aren't good at negotiating, and they're not going to build the relationships or get the contacts if they're going to go through all this and want 2 items. People aren't going to set stuff aside for you if you just want to take the good without taking the bad. So I take everything, and then that's my problem. They're able to benefit from that. But I've sold 3 of my op shop contacts for $1,000 a contact, because it will make people $100,000 a year. There are some opportunity shops that are turning over $1 million of stock for some resellers that are selling on eBay. They'll go to 80 op shops per week, see the same people at the same time on the same day, and have the same brands of the same clothes set aside for them week after week after week. And it's that routine and stability that are getting resellers ahead. Some advantages that op shops have is registering as a charity as opposed to secondhand shops is that there are loopholes in Australia that you can have by being identified as a thrift store, which is keeping items out of landfill. Therefore, items that are being imported from Temu and Alibaba and AliExpress and all these other companies where they're selling replica items, people are putting these replica items in rent-a-rack stores and at car boot sales and at flea markets. Some Australian flea market sellers are known for selling counterfeit items week after week after week that they're getting from overseas for less than $10 an item, and they're selling them. I know one rent-a-rack in Adelaide that's selling fake items every week, and some of the items are $300, $400, $500 that they're picking up for less than $10 because they're not informing their customers. They're taking them out of the pack and selling them as used when in fact they are new imported counterfeits. But their premise is keeping stuff out of landfill, which allows them to sell counterfeit and replica items so that they don't get discarded and thrown in the bin. So people are making money that way as well. I just thought I'd touch base. I was a bit sort of annoyed by the fact that I had an 1.5 hour video removed from YouTube when I'd spent so much effort on it, and I also was demonetized, and I'm no longer promoted to a broader audience in Facebook because I put up a photo of a record asking people what they would do if they found this record because of the content of the record. I didn't say anything, I didn't talk about it, I just put a photo up and I got removed for that. Censorship in Australia is real. Telling people how to get ahead and different opportunities that are out there and different scams that are out there that are working for certain people in different industries, and I've got more to come if this video stays up. Let me know below whether you want more content like this. It's a quick one for you guys because it won't take me long to edit. I've got to go do my Whatnot show now. If you haven't joined me on Whatnot, link in description below. Danny Flipping Deals over on Whatnot. I've already sold 8,500 items in a couple of months. I've just transferred my $200,000 out of it. It is extremely profitable. It's where I'm able to sell direct to you and we can have an interaction, talk everything reselling. I hope to see you there. If you haven't checked out this video over here, do so. Folder over here with more content like the same. Subscribe, share it with a mate, and I will catch you guys in the next one.